What's up, everybody? Just wanted to get you this month's WFG Advantage as promised. And I did want to say thank you for yesterday. It was great to be around everyone. It was great to collaborate with everyone. And most importantly, I know I'm excited. I think, Ben and Noah and Lacey are also excited. We see some really cool opportunities here, and I think it's going to be great for all of us. So I just appreciate you being part of it. And as I mentioned there, we are going to be continuing the WFG Advantage because you asked for it in its new kind of scaled down format. So what that's going to look like is exactly this. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So to start off, I'm going to show you the sales advantage as always. You're going to get this, which is in this month, it's called the transition. And where this really comes from is I've had a bunch of conversations with clients lately, and the overarching theme or the feel is that the market's just, for lack of a better term, squishy. There are homes that go on the market that get multiple offers and sell over asking, and it's just kind of like the old days. And then there are other ones that it almost seems inexplicably slow for them, where they'll just sit and languish on the market, for days, weeks, months, whatever that looks like. Thus, some of the strategies we talked about yesterday. But it is something where it's just kind of hard to figure out. And so the goal of this is to get sellers that have been sitting there waiting off the fence, because now there is this feeling that it might start actually turning into a buyer's market and not a seller's market, so they will have less power. It's not quite there yet, but it's going that direction. Inventory is going up, demand's going down a little bit. And there's a couple of articles that really show this one here by Rocket. It is a Portland specific data, and I'll show you what this one is in a second. And then the other one is on Redfin. So the leverage for this is there are a lot of clients that just they feel a shift in the market, and it just feels off, and it's a transitionary time where they don't really have a feel or a pulse on what's happening or why. However, Redfin still has the Portland market as a 75 out of 100, which is basically a hot market. So there are pockets and places and pricing and styles that go quickly, and then there are others that don't. And so this is really meant to address that. Okay, so this is the actual piece here. And so what it really comes down to is I wanted to illustrate that it's on average taking 9 days longer to sell homes. So, in the world of real estate, it's all about timing, and trying to get a hold of the market or ahead of the market. So now might be the time to sell. On average, it's taking 9 extra days, and that comes from the articles that I just showed you. But why does it matter? Because we're starting to see inventory climb, which means there could be more competition for your home if it's on the market. And then traditionally, that will make prices go down. Now, it's not happening yet, and they're not necessarily going to plummet, but there is potential for price pressure on that. So we're in a weird transitional period where you want to get ahead of it. So there's still a lot of homes that sell under 30 days. According to Redfin, it's going to be, or on average, they're still selling for 101% of asking. But if you look at other data that's not in here, we are starting to see price reductions. There's a lot more of that going on. And so now is the time to jump on and try to get ahead of the market before it gets tough. So that's really the point of this particular piece. As I mentioned, the two articles that I was using for this, and I'll go ahead and just share those real quick. Are one is the Portland Redfin market data. So you can see here, this is where I got the 101% of asking, which is right down here. But you can see it's 101.2. But it's 41.7 above, and then there's 35.1 with price drops. You're getting 1 in 3, or actually more than 1 in 3 are having price dropped. And if I click over to this Rocket page, which is pretty interesting too, as you scroll down, it kind of gives you like what types of homes are selling. But there was some interesting stuff down here at the bottom of like over asking, at asking, or under asking. And it's not quite even. There's a good chunk going over and above, and then there's a good chunk going below. There's not a lot, or not as many going at asking. So here's where I got the 39 versus 30 days. So basically it's a 30% change year over year on the time that it takes to sell a house. And so this is all pertinent information that we want to get out to our clients. So hope that helps. And if you do have any questions, as always, please do reach out. I'm always happy to answer that. So hope you have a great day. And once again, thank you so much for yesterday.